Okay, let's be honest. Calorie counting, ugh, it can feel like a chore, right? Like a
Yeah.
full-time job sometimes. You're there, with your measuring cups and spoons, trying to figure out what a serving size actually looks like,
Yeah.
and then trying to decipher those food labels.
Oh, yeah.
It's tedious and it takes so much time.
Right.
And honestly, it can be really inaccurate.
Yeah. For you.
But what if there was a way to make this whole thing simpler?
Mm.
Like, imagine if it was as easy as just taking a picture of your food.
Yeah.
Well, that is what CalCounter is promising.
Interesting.
It's an app
Okay.
powered by artificial intelligence, AI,
Mm.
and it's designed to change how we track what we eat.
Okay.
So today we are doing a deep dive into CalCounter.
Cool.
We're going to look at how it works,
Yeah.
what makes it different from all the other apps out there, and see if it actually lives up to all the hype.
Yeah. I'm curious about this one.
Me too. So what I find interesting about CalCounter
Yeah.
is that it's more than just counting calories. It's really aiming to be like this whole health tool.
Gotcha.
And it's really relying a lot on AI.
Mm.
It uses it for photo recognition, for giving you those like personalized insights, and even for creating custom diet plans, apparently.
Oh, wow. So it really is trying to be like all-encompassing.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Wow.
And in part 3, we'll also talk about how it works with another app, freebeat.ai,
Huh?
for a, even more complete picture of your fitness.
Gotcha.
But first, let's just understand CalCounter a little better.
Sounds good.
So, beyond just being a calorie counter, what makes it stand out?
Well, what I find intriguing about CalCounter
Yeah?
is that it goes beyond just that simple calorie counting.
Okay.
It really aims to be a more comprehensive tool,
Okay.
It doesn't just track what you eat, but it tries to give you personalized insights
Mm-hmm.
to help you make, better choices about your diet.
So it's not just about, like, logging the numbers. It's
Yeah.
about helping you understand why those numbers are what they are.
Exactly, yeah. It's like having a virtual nutritionist right
Yeah.
in your pocket.
Okay, but that sounds pretty futuristic to me.
It kind of is.
For those of us who aren't, tech wizards,
Right.
can you, like, break down how this AI actually works?
So imagine this. You take a picture of your meal
Okay.
using this feature called Snap and Track.
Okay.
The app's AI uses image recognition technology.
Okay.
And, it analyzes the photo.
Mhm.
It tries to identify all the different food items in your meal
Oh, wow.
and then estimates the portion sizes.
Okay.
And then it looks at its huge food database to calculate the nutritional content.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So it can really tell, like, if I have a plate of pasta with sauce and veggies just from a picture?
It can, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where this thing called machine learning comes in.
Okay.
The more information the AI gets,
Yeah.
the better it becomes at recognizing all these different dishes.
So it's kind of like it learns as it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Think of it like, a student who keeps getting better and better with every lesson.
Yeah. Okay.
So in this case, every photo helps the AI get more accurate.
So the more people use it, the smarter it gets.
Yeah, basically.
That's really impressive.
It is.
But what happens if I'm eating something, more unique, like
Mhm.
something that might not be in its database, like my grandma's famous casserole?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
Well, they have thought about that.
Okay.
So while their database is very extensive,
Okay.
it covers, everyday meals, international cuisines, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You can actually also manually put information in if you need to.
Oh, okay.
So you can search for specific ingredients,
Mhm.
or you can even chat with a virtual assistant for help.
So it's flexible enough to handle those like quirky dishes that we all have.
Right, exactly.
Okay, that's good to know.
Mhm.
But let's talk about the really important thing.
Yeah.
Accuracy.
Right.
Because a lot of the traditional calorie counters, they rely on you putting the information in yourself.
Yeah.
And we all know that, humans make mistakes.
I do?
So how does CalCounter stack up?
Well, they're claiming that their AI-powered analysis is much more accurate than manual logging.
Okay.
And they've even done some studies that show that people using the app spend 50% less time logging their meals than with traditional methods.
Wait, 50% less time?
Yeah,
That's huge. I think anyone listening right now is
Yeah.
going to love that because everyone wants to be more efficient.
of course, of course.
But I have to ask,
Yeah.
is it realistic to expect everyone to, like, cut their tracking time in half?
That's a good point. It might not be realistic for everyone.
Yeah.
The AI is really good and it's efficient, but, everyone's different.
Right.
And it depends on how you use it.
It's not, like, a magic solution.
Right.
You still have to, like, be mindful
Exactly.
and make an effort to make healthy choices.
Yeah, you still have to put in the work.
Absolutely.
Cal Counter is just there to try and make it a little easier.
To simplify things?
Right. It's not going to do it all for you.
Yeah, okay.
You still have to be responsible for yourself.
Right.
Yeah, it takes the work out of it so you can actually focus on the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like understanding your habits,
Yeah.
making better choices about food, and ultimately hitting those goals.
Reaching those goals, exactly.
Yeah.
You were talking about, like, personalized insights earlier.
Yes.
Can you give us, like, some examples of what those might actually look like?
Okay, so let's say you've been tracking your food, really diligently
Mm-hmm.
using Cal Counter,
Yeah.
and the AI starts to notice some patterns in your eating habits.
Okay.
Like maybe you're having more sugary snacks when you're stressed,
Oh, interesting.
right? Or maybe it sees your fiber intake is always kind of low.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would give you suggestions
Okay.
like, hey, try some stress-reducing activities to manage those cravings.
Oh, wow.
Or here are some super easy ways to get more fiber into your diet.
So it's not just about giving you the data. It's about helping you understand the why behind your food choices.
Exactly. It's all about the context, right?
Yeah.
Cal Counter is trying to give you actionable insights,
Mm-hmm.
to empower you to make those changes.
So it's not just counting calories.
That's
It's
it.
almost like some sort of guidance,
Yeah, it's almost like having, a personalized coach.
like a virtual health coach.
Yeah, exactly.
And you mentioned earlier this partnership with freebeat.ai.
Yes.
So how does that fit in with CalCounter?
So this is where we get into this idea of holistic health management.
Okay.
So think of it this way. Cal Counter handles the nutrition side,
Mm-hmm.
and freebeat.ai focuses on the fitness.
Okay.
By connecting them, you're getting a more complete picture.
So it's not just about what you're eating,
Right.
but also about how you're moving, exercising.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just, tracking.
Okay.
Let's say you finish a tough workout using freebeat.ai.
Mm-hmm.
It sends that info to Cal Counter,
Okay.
which then, recommends a snack
Yeah.
based on, how much energy you burn or what nutrients you need.
Oh, interesting.
Or let's say you're not hitting your step goal.
Mm-hmm.
Cal Counter might suggest a meal.
Okay.
That's going to give you like more sustained energy
Oh, wow.
so you can be more active.
That level of connection is really impressive.
It is, right?
It's like a one-stop shop for your health.
Yeah, kind of.
But with all this talk about AI and data,
Hmm.
it's easy to get lost in the tech side.
Yeah.
What does all this actually mean for, the average person just trying to be healthier?
I think for them,
Yeah.
it's a really user-friendly way to track their food,
Mm-hmm.
see what their eating habits are like,
Yeah.
and get some recommendations,
Okay.
without having to deal with all those like complicated numbers and data.
So it's about keeping healthy living simple,
Yeah. And,
not, overcomplicating things.
right. It shouldn't feel like a science project.
Yeah, for sure.
It should be like enjoyable.
But with anything new, there are going to be, some downsides.
Of course.
What are some things our listeners should, think about before trying CalCounter?
Well, I think a valid concern is like relying on the app too much.
Yeah.
Will people stop like thinking for themselves about
Uh-huh.
nutrition and just let the app make all the decisions?
Yeah.
That's something to think about.
It reminds me of, when people use GPS all the time,
Yeah.
it gets you where you need to go,
Right.
but you kind of lose your sense of direction,
It's a great analogy. Yeah,
So it's about finding that balance,
definitely.
using CalCounter to help you,
Yeah.
but still, making your own choices.
Right. Being in control.
What are some other downsides? I mean, one that comes to mind for me is that when I've tried tracking manually,
Yeah.
it's so easy to, forget
Oh,
to log something, like a quick snack or something.
Yeah, totally.
Or just underestimate portion sizes.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
And then, it just gets mentally tiring.
It does.
So I think having an app that can do all that for you
Yeah.
could really, help people,
It could, for sure.
especially those who have trouble being consistent.
Yeah, it takes the pressure off.
Right.
Well-
Because it's really all about making healthy living easier, right?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, if technology can help with that,
Yeah.
why not use it?
Exactly. So it's not about blindly following what the app says. It's
Right.
more like using it as a tool to guide you.
Exactly. It's giving you information
Mm-hmm.
to help you make better choices for yourself.
Right. So it's about finding that balance
Yes.
between tech and personal accountability.
It is. And I think it's also important to remember
Yeah.
that AI is great,
Hmm.
but it's not perfect.
Right.
There's always a chance it could be wrong.
Yeah.
So you always have to like double check
Okay.
and, maybe even talk to, a doctor or dietitian if you need to.
So don't just ditch your common sense altogether.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Technology should help us understand better,
Yeah.
not replace our own knowledge.
Okay, so we've talked about the good and the bad and, the maybe not so good.
Hmm.
But what's the final verdict? Do you think people listening should try Cal Counter?
I think if you're looking for a better way to manage your health,
Okay.
like something more personalized and easier,
Yeah.
then yeah, Cal Counter's worth a try.
Okay.
It combines, convenience and insights and guidance.
Mm.
It could actually make a big difference.
But as always, do your research
Of course.
and think about what you need.
Absolutely.
And remember that, technology is just one part of being healthy.
Right. It's not the whole picture.
Exactly.
It's just one piece of the puzzle.
So what's our takeaway for today?
Let me put it this way.
Okay.
If tech can take care of all the, tracking and planning,
Yeah.
what would you do with that extra time and energy?
Oh, that's a good question.
How would you use it to, really thrive?
I love that it's not just about reaching the goal.
Right.
It's about what you do along the way.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Cal Counter.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been so interesting to see how AI might change, the future of wellness.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. I
Definitely.
always enjoy these conversations.
Me too. Thanks, App.